Welcome back to the Nerf Report. We got a great show lined up for you this week. We got 6 brand new video games to talk about. Less than 1 week into existence, and Minecraft 2 has already been canceled. NVIDIA's GeForce Now has revealed it's coming to 2 new devices this year. Xbox Game Pass reportedly loses developers 80% of sales, and Marvel Rivals officially enters into Season 1 of content. We've got all the details you need to know about that. All of this and so much more on this week's episode of the Nerf Report.
Can you see me?
Let's just film the video.
Zip it! The ghost of Macho Man Randy Savage is here!
Oh my god! Yes, negativity sells, and it sure as hell makes clicking your thumbnails a lot easier. But I, as a gamer, as a nerd, as a creator, I am so tired of being upset for clicks.
Are you listening?
Welcome, strangers from distant land and friends of old. You've been summoned here for another episode of the Nerf Report. Thank you so much for joining us. Another crazy week, but not just for gaming. I mean, it was kind of a cool week for tech, because anytime CES happens, you always get to see like the new technology. Like we saw the sex robots. Obviously, they're not billing them as sex robots, but 100% sex robots. You look at them, they're like, oh, they can swap out faces, you can swap out moods, and now they've got AI technology, so they can look at your Facebook and understand how you're feeling for the day, and alter the conversation based off of posts. And I'm like, okay, at what point are we going to hit in society where people are just like, I'm not going to get married. I'm just going to go drop $150,000 and get one of these robots. And I think it's sooner rather than later, but it's super crazy. The other thing that genuinely blew my mind was during NVIDIA's press conference, they showed off PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, where there is now an AI player. And plenty of games have done this in the past where you're playing against a bot, but this was a little different because it was indistinguishable from being a real player, and it was talking back to you. Like, I was like, man, we're legit going to get to a place in video games when you sign on to a multiplayer experience and you're not going to know whether you're playing with a real player or not. Like, that is insane. But anyway, big show this week. Obviously, it's being brought to you ad-free thanks to the Nerf Gaming News members who make this show possible. You too can become a Nerf Gaming News member by supporting this channel financially and helping independent games media. For the low price of $1.99 a month, you can help make this show possible, on top of getting access to exclusive content like our daily video game roundup, and our brand new video game, TV, and movie podcast called Pixel Reel, which as a Nerf Gaming News member, you get access to that 48 hours early. But yeah, we've got a big show. I definitely want to talk about this Minecraft 2 news, since it was kind of like the news of last week's show, so it ties in perfectly. But before we do that, we have a brand new video game trailer to talk about. This one is a 2.5D puzzle platformer about a teddy bear. Check out this new game called RESTITCHED. Minecraft 2 has officially been canceled. Yeah, this was the story that kind of broke last week while we were filming. Like, we were wrapping up the show, and then I got a text message and like, dude, Minecraft broke. And I'm like, we got to talk about it on the show. I can't have a show where we don't talk about Minecraft 2 being announced. But it's funny that here we are a week later, and all of that hype completely gone. Minecraft 2, not happening. But just in case you missed it, the original creator of Minecraft, Notch, revealed over on X that he wanted to make this spiritual successor to Minecraft, even going to the point of opening it up to fans on whether or not they would like a Minecraft 2 or they just want him to make a completely new video game. And the fans, to I think nobody's surprise, went absolutely towards give us a Minecraft 2. In fact, like the last time I checked, last night, I think it was like 81.5% for Minecraft 2. And then whatever that second game was like the additional 18.5%. So like clearly, everybody just wants a Minecraft 2. They want to see what a spiritual successor to Minecraft would be, which leads us to today. And you might be asking, with a poll like that where 81% of your fans want a Minecraft 2, what do? What did Notch decide to do? Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. He decided to ignore the masses and make something completely different. Yeah, in a new post over on X, Notch revealed, talk to the fellas at the office. Looks like we're making levers and chests. Tipping point was PC Gamer saying that it seemed interesting. LOL, yeah, I still love PC Gamer. Now, understandably, some gamers are going to be upset by this, and they're going to feel betrayed by the announcement, being like, dude, you said we're getting Minecraft 2, and now we're not. And Notch is already on damage control, posting tweets like, trust me, the spiritual successor would be way less fun than the dungeon roguelike. They're always kind of sad nostalgia dumps. We'd probably give it a shot had the outcome been significantly more biased towards what people think they want. Yeah, 80% of people don't know what they want. Anyway, look, you can't force someone to make something that they're not passionate about. And I've got two schools of thought here. One, Notch had no intention to make a Minecraft 2, right? They're working on this game behind the scenes. They know they want to make, levers and chests. And he's like, we gotta get some interest in this game. How can we make people realize that I'm not canceled? And how can I get people to be realizing that I'm relevant? This game is going to matter and get investors involved. Which he probably doesn't need investors because he made $2.5 billion off of the first Minecraft. But I mean, he posts this tweet, he's like, hey, what about Minecraft 2? And then the excitement gets way too high, it gets way out of control, and he's like, oh, we didn't have any plans to make Minecraft 2, but we wanted to make levers and chests. But the other school of thought is like, when you have that much excitement and demand around something, no matter what you release, you're never going to live up to that hype. Like, Minecraft 2 could have been the greatest game of all time, but you're still gonna have people being like, it's not as good as the original, man. Which got me wondering, like, if 81% of people were telling me to do something and then I read an article and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do what those 81% of people want me to do. I wanted to find out what PC Gamer actually wrote, and the article, interestingly enough, is from Ted Litchfield over at PC Gamer, who wrote, and there are a ton of other Minecraft spiritual successors already out there and established to compete with. Terraria and Dragon Quest Builders are the closest examples. But depending on how strict your definition is, the entire tree-punching, base-building survival genre could count. The roguelike dungeon crawler honestly strikes me as a much more interesting game, and it's a surprisingly underexplored concept in a saturated roguelike space. But also, what's the point of taking a $2.5 billion payout if you're just going to shelve your questionable, profitable passion project for what the crowd says it wants? Clearly, that is the part where PC Gamer dictated the future of gaming. We could have got a Minecraft 2 if it wasn't for PC Gamer. Let's run the clickbait now. This just in, PC Gamer kills Minecraft 2. Is PC Gamer responsible for the death of Minecraft 2? Ted Litchfield apologizes to thousands of gamers for killing Minecraft 2. And look, I joke, but like at the end of the day, this studio can do whatever they want. This wasn't going to be a Minecraft 2. It was going to be a spiritual successor. Like, the only people that can make a Minecraft 2 at this point are Microsoft and Mojang. You know, so while Notch and his studio go off to make levers and chests, I wish them all the success in the world, make a killer game, dent the universe again, and make another $2.5 billion. I wish you nothing but success. However, I do have to wonder if after seeing the hype this week, if Microsoft is sitting in a boardroom right now like, boys, it might be time right? Let's give it a little refresh. Let's dust off those cobwebs, maybe put it in 4K. You know, let's get some bigger biomes in the game. Let's put some new materials. More importantly, a new $70 entry fee, of course. Am I right, guys? Let's go, boys. We're making Minecraft 2. Now, obviously, that's just my speculation, and we may never see a Minecraft 2, but here's the game we will see very soon. Here's a brand new trailer for a 3D beat-em-up video game with a brand new release date. Check out the latest trailer for Big Helmet Heroes. GeForce Now is coming to the Steam Deck and Meta Quest headsets. Yeah, NVIDIA's cloud gaming platform is celebrating a big week. If you missed it, the company announced 2 new devices that the service would be coming to at CES this week. And, you know, like outside of the fembots and the new vacuum cleaners and the roll-up monitors, GeForce Now had a really good CES. Like everywhere I looked, I felt like I was seeing an NVIDIA announcement or a GeForce Now post. But the things that really interest me are the ones that surround their cloud gaming platform. And if you're not aware, GeForce Now is one of the industry's most premier cloud gaming platforms in the industry. The service will stream games via the cloud that you already own from platforms like Steam, Xbox, or the Epic Games Store. And essentially, you're renting the hardware that you play these games on, and then you can stream the game to your TV, laptop, phone, tablet, PC, streaming stick, or whatever. And I feel like cloud gaming is kind of like in this weird spot where we already assume that the device can run cloud gaming, right? Like if it has a browser, it can run cloud gaming. Your Samsung TVs, your LG fridges, your Facebook portals. If it has a web browser, you can play cloud gaming on it. Like it's just a screen and a browser is all you need. But when we get these official announcements, I don't know, it kind of feels kind of special because they're like, yeah, you're not trying to like backdoor this. It actually works and we support it. Now, the 2 devices announced this week. The first one is that GeForce Now will be getting a native app on the Steam Deck in late 2025. And essentially, this partnership with Valve allows GeForce Now to stream games from your Steam library to your Steam Deck at GeForce RTX quality. And of course, the asterisk, like any cloud gaming platform, should be as long as you have good Wi-Fi. And look, I joke, but like, I love this for the Steam Deck. I think that GeForce Now coming to the Steam Deck is huge because, you know, you look at the size of games and hard drive. Like one of my least favorite things about gaming is like uninstalling a game to play another game. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I still want to play that game. And then I have to reinstall it and I don't get to play it. Cloud gaming takes care of that completely. And like the other side of this is with GeForce Now. I was reading that if you put the Steam Deck in dock mode and you plug it into your TV, you're getting 4K 60 frames per second. Like the Steam Deck just became so much more appealing as a device because of this service. And I think that that is huge. Now, as part of CES, NVIDIA also revealed that GeForce Now would be coming to headsets like the Apple Vision, Meta Quest 3 and 3S, and Pico headsets, which are people still buying the Apple Vision headsets? last I read, I thought like Apple was like, we're stopping manufacturing. I mean, who would have thought? $3,500, man, everyone's gonna buy it. Nope, turns out a couple people buy it. $3,500 like a mortgage payment, like for some people in America. For me, that's like 2 months of my mortgage. There's no chance I'm buying a headset. But the Meta Quest 3 headset announcement for GeForce Now does have me very excited. I travel with my Meta Quest 3 everywhere I go. The Xbox Cloud Gaming app runs really well, but overall, it's just a very solid device. And the fact that GeForce Now is going to drop an app on this and I can stream video games to it with no lag, because let's face it, GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming, when you compare them, the lag is significantly less on GeForce Now. I don't know what they've done with their service, but it is so much better than Xbox Cloud Gaming. So having that and having the PC, essentially like Cloud Link or the Stream Link or the Steam Link that you have, this is what this service is going to be providing for the headset, and I think it's huge. Now, another important thing to point out here is the GeForce Now app will be arriving on these headsets by the end of the month, and it will include a personal gaming theater, which I personally want them to expand on this, both Xbox and GeForce Now. I think when you play cloud games on your headset, it's fun to have like the augmented reality experience where like your screen is there and your dog's over there and you're playing, right? But like the virtual theater experiences, I feel like have the potential to be so cool, and they're super untapped. Like imagine if you're playing a GeForce Now game and you're playing in a theater that's like at the Red Rock Theater, and you're just surrounded by these beautiful red rocks and gorgeous blue skies. And then, you know, maybe you're playing it in space. And then maybe for like a little like mood setting, like you're playing in the swamps, right? Like you're playing a video game, it's dark, the fireflies are going off, you got frogs croaking in the background, gator eyes are reflecting in the distance. That I think would be cool. I really do hope these platforms begin to like expand the virtual experiences, because you could get really creative with that. But anyway, big news for GeForce Now. Congratulations to the team over at NVIDIA. You had a very, very successful CES this week, and these are really cool expansions. And I guess what interests me is like, how much of the needle will this push? Like, will this bring new subscribers to GeForce Now, or is this just going to be like something that current subscribers can participate in? So either way, we'll obviously be talking about this more in the future, testing this out on the Meta Quest here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But until then, we do have one more game to introduce you to. This one is a globe-trotting, mystery-solving 3D puzzle game that dares to ask where in the world is... That's right, Carmen San Diego is back.
Hey, Red. Book me the next flight to New Orleans. Piece of cake.
New reports have just dropped that claim that video games inside of Xbox Game Pass lose 80% of total revenue. Yeah, this story dropped this week from Christopher Dring, who, if you're not aware, runs Games B2B. But essentially, Christopher Dring did a Q&A over on Install Base, in which they discussed like issues in the industry, thoughts on various data, and other reports, along with the impact that game subscription services are having on the industry. And this is where it got really interesting. During the Q&A, a user by the name of Undead Warrior asked the question, essentially saying, how are game subscription services viewed by developers? To which Christopher Dring responded, anecdotally, games that are in Game Pass can expect to lose around 80% of its expected premium sales on Xbox. That's the figure that gets thrown around. It's less if it's a big mainstream release, but generally look at how low Hellblade 2 charted, or where Indiana Jones came, or even Starfield. Game Pass clearly hurt sales of those titles on Xbox. Which is a stat that, like, I don't know if that's been publicly revealed or not, but man, if that is true, that is wild. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I am subscribed to Game Pass, right? And when you look at the titles that have come out, I haven't bought Indiana Jones. I didn't buy Hellblade. I didn't buy Starfield. I didn't buy, what was that? Redfall. I didn't buy Redfall. I played those on Game Pass. So yeah, I am one of those 80% of users who would have bought the game if I didn't have a Game Pass. So I guess just hearing it out loud, it's a wild statistic to hear. And it pretty much means that for like any developer using Xbox Game Pass, your game going onto the service needs to be considered a loss. I mean, 80% of premium sales is a huge number. And it's also why we are probably seeing such a huge swing in the industry to things like live services, battle passes, cosmetics, or, you know, skins, like, because developers have to make up for that lost revenue because they weren't prepared for the impact that Game Pass would have on their game. And if you're talking about like a multiplayer experience like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Star Wars Battlefront 2, like, yeah, that makes sense, right? They're always going to plan on making a live service element to keep people playing. But when you talk about a single player game, I don't know how you pull that off. And I don't think there has been a developer that's pulled off a single player live service experience at all. Now, Christopher Dring continued by saying, but if it's a game on multiple platforms, it can be beneficial. That surge in players on one Xbox can have a strong impact on sales on PlayStation, for instance. Dring closed out by saying, but also, getting people to play your game in 2024, 2025 is so hard, and subscriptions get games in front of lots of people. We know from data that there are a lot of people that only play Call of Duty, and if some of those people decided to get Call of Duty this year via Game Pass, and those very same people took the opportunity to play some other Game Pass games they wouldn't have played otherwise, it's hard to argue that that's a bad thing. Shit. Trying to get anyone's attention in 2025 feels impossible these days. You know, it is something that I do find fascinating from a developer perspective. Like, how do you get people to play your game, right? Like, 12,000 video games release a year. And last year, I played 4. So there's another 11,996 video games that just never get touched. So, you know, yeah, you can obviously go the Jeff Keighley route and go to like Summer Games Fest or like the Game Awards and pay to have your trailer on there, essentially like pay to play. But then like outside of that, how do you get people interested in your game? You know, we occasionally see like a TikTok go viral and, you know, you have like a video go blast and they're like, oh, you got to check out this game. But like, God, being a developer is so difficult. Of just like, it's hard enough to get people to watch this show. I couldn't imagine investing like 5 years of my life into a video game just to release it and like 10 people play it. Like that would just, it would feel so defeating at times. And I guess love it or hate it, Xbox Game Pass, it does serve a purpose. You know, it's like jet fuel for getting your game in front of as many people as possible. But if you're a developer who's not planning ahead of time to lose that revenue, I mean, chances are you're not going to be making games for very long. And I definitely do want to say, like, I don't think that this is specifically an Xbox issue. I think this is a video game industry's issue. And this is an issue that will likely impact the type of games that we continue to receive over the next few years. And you know, I just finished reading the Masters of Doom book, and one of the things I thought was really interesting was the way that id Software went to market was they released like the first 3 chapters for free, and then they're like, if you want to play the rest of them, hell, you can buy it here, right? And they kind of just did shareware. And I think the way that the market is right now, there's probably a really interesting strategy in a developer basically saying, like, we're going to put the first 3 chapters on Game Pass. If you want to play the rest of the game, it's available through the Xbox Store. You can buy it there. I think you could get really creative that way and maybe say, like, hey, we're putting the first game out, but the first game is only like the first half of the game, and then the second game would be available outside of Xbox Game Pass. So you hook people in, and then you're like, oh, I got to play the second one. It's available right now, and then boom, you play the second. So I don't know. It's really, really interesting to me. It just 80% loss seems like such a massive number that I'm genuinely struggling to wrap my head around that. But anyway, we do have one more game to introduce you to. This one is over on Nintendo, a bundle of Donkey Kong classics coming very soon to the Nintendo Switch. Check out Donkey Kong Adventures. Marvel Rivals' first season of content has officially arrived. Yes, this is a big week for Marvel Rivals fans. We got brand new content, we got a brand new battle pass. This week also marked the arrival of a Sue Storm Malice skin, which, dear God, you know, stuff like that makes me so proud to be an American. That's right, this week started off with the Season 1 teaser trailer showing off the story that we can expect from this season, where Dracula traps Doctor Strange in the astral plane, scattering the Darkhold pages, disrupting the moon's orbit, and plunging New York City into an eternal night. But never fear, the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, has showed up to fight Dracula and break the mystical darkness with science. That might be the most nerdiest Marvel thing that I have ever read on this show. The astral plane, the Darkhold pages, plunged into an eternal night. And look, in all seriousness, I am a big fan of spooky content, and this season is chocked full of it. The new map looks absolutely sick. The new skins are dope, and Marvel Rivals really does seem like they're continuing to build on the success that they saw in 2024, so kudos to them. And, you know, like with any new season, with any video game these days, it's assumed that we get a battle pass, and with Season 1, it'll be no different. Marvel Rivals Season 1 battle pass will be titled Darkhold. Essentially, the Darkhold contains two powerful spells that have aroused the interest in opposing forces. The first being the vampiric verses that can create creatures of the night, and the second are the Montesi formula, which essentially just like eliminate those creatures. The battle pass also includes 10 new skins and a bunch of in-game cosmetics. And look, these skins are dope, right? I mean, they are really, really sick. You got Rocket Raccoon looking absolutely dapper as F. Scarlet Witch just tearing it up with that outfit. Loki looking like he's just straight going to war. And then you got Wolverine. And Wolverine legit looks like he's supposed to be like having a cameo in like The Hunt 1896, but like, the skins are cool. These are very cool updates, so good job on those. And personally, I absolutely love everything surrounding this season, and I think that NetEase has done a really good job, not only like developing it, but also like building hype for this season, because there are a lot of people excited about this. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Marvel Rivals continues 2025, because you got some big games coming out this year, right? Doom Dark Ages. You got Grand Theft Auto 6. Obviously, we've got a new Mario Kart coming reportedly, and ooh. Oh man. Can you imagine? Switch 2 announcement coming here in a couple weeks. Can you imagine if Marvel Rivals 2 is a launch title for the Switch 2? That has to happen, right? Like the Switch 2 is going to come out and it's like, here are the games that are going to be available at launch. Marvel Rivals, top tier. That has to happen. I hope to God we see it, because that would be such a great game for that device, and it would create so many new players, and just the easeability of being able to play it would be huge. But anyway, Marvel Rivals Season 1, The Eternal Nightfalls, is available right now. Check it out. But before we dive into Xbox teasing a bunch of new games, we do need to introduce you to one more video game. This one is a psychological horror video game where you are stuck in a mysterious time loop. Check out a brand new game called The 18th Attic.
Amazing, isn't it? How memories fade. How things change. But with paintings and photographs, they are the only true keepsakes of sadness. Because they don't fade like voices or change like memories. They stay still, holding what we've lost forever. They are the only memories that we won't forget when the world insists on moving on.
Emily? What the hell? no.
Xbox just revealed a brand new developer direct that's going to be taking place on January 23rd. And look, the bar is set very high because the last developer direct was so good. I genuinely love this strategy for Xbox. Like, these events allow the developers to communicate directly to the fans. They can have long-form discussions with players. It's not like a 2-minute trailer. It's like, no, you're getting the opportunity to explain the intricacies, what to expect, and also like what the players should be doing at launch. Like, I don't know if they intended this, but it kills any like speculation or any like disappointment because like they're telling you what this game is. Now, the next chapter of the developer direct will be headlined by id Software, Compulsion Games, Sandfall Interactive, and one surprise studio showing off a brand new game. I cannot wait for a new Doom game, man. Like, I don't know what it is or like what is going on in my life, but like just the idea of playing Doom and like the heavy metal music, this is what I need right now. Like, I just feel like I need some ripping and some tearing and some absolute carnage and just killing demons and unbridled violence. Like, that is where I'm at right now. And it's like, I can't wait. I feel like my soul is longing for a new Doom game. I don't know what's going on, but like, I want it. I want this game so badly. Plus, there are so many questions surrounding Doom Dark Ages for me. Like, we briefly saw Sword and Shield combat during the trailer, but like, what's that going to be like? At one point, Doom Slayer's flying on the back of a dragon. What is that? Is it open world, or is that just one part of the game? Plus, when is this game coming out? We know it's 2025, but it's like March, February, April, or am I waiting to the end of the year to play this game? Cannot wait for Dark Ages. Now, the next studio attending will be Compulsion Games. They will be showing off a game called South of Midnight, which is this awesome-looking action-adventure game based in the deep south of America, creating this awesome spellbinding world of the southern folklore. And recently, we had like gameplay footage come out of this game, and it really surprised me. Like, I don't know what I was expecting from this game, but when I saw this, I was like, man, this might be the sleeper hit of 2025. And I guess the trailer did its job, right? It like left me wanting more information about it, and I'm excited to hear more. So yes, Doom is like the top tier for me, but like South of Midnight, definitely right up there. The third studio attending is Sandfall Interactive. They're going to be showing off Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is a turn-based RPG based off the Belle Epoque period of France. And this game, based off the trailer, is giving me like major Final Fantasy X vibes. And the team has claimed you'll be able to create like unique builds that meet your play style, and it will also have like rhythm-based chain combos. Personally, like JRPGs, not really my bag. You know, something about turn-based, I don't know if I've grown out of it, or it's just like because my life is so confined and I don't have a lot of time that I'm like, I want to go. But like JRPGs aren't for me, and I'm really hoping something during this direct like hooks me in. And I'm like, oh, I'll play this. I'll 100% play this. So this is probably the one that has the most potential for me. Of course, the final one is going to be a surprise. The fourth entry is a mystery from Xbox. And, you know, in the past, we've always seen like shadow drops. So it would be cool to see Xbox shadow drop a video game. But like, when I'm thinking about what it could be, I genuinely don't know. Like, I know we've talked about like Oblivion, the remake, and how that was in the works. And that was kind of like what came out a couple weeks ago, and it was like tied into this. But then what threw me off of that was like Jez Corden posted over on X this week, and he's like, I don't think people are ready for what this is going to be. Like, it's not going to be what people are thinking. It's not the Oblivion remake. It's going to be big. And I'm like, man, what is it? Like, could it be Halo? Could it be something else? Like, I don't know. I'm really interested to hear it. I guess what Jez posted just like threw me off, right? Like, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not Oblivion. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PlayStation or some other red herring. But anyway, this is going to be a big event for Xbox. We are going to be covering it very closely as it develops. But yeah, Xbox's 2025 Developer Direct. It's going to be taking part on January 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. But before you go away, we do have one more game to introduce you to. This one is a murder mystery interrogation game where you are in control of the questions. Check out this new game called Dead Meat.
Kill Titus? My own husband? You think I could do something so vile? I loved him more than anything, Detective.
Can you describe the moment your husband died? What kind of man was your husband? Is there any reason Titus would deserve death?
Titus was a visionary detective. He was trying to solve problems most people are too afraid to even speak of.
What if I told you I know all about the document you found?
My focus was always on the betterment of our technology and society, not whatever you think you've uncovered. Every word feels like a step on a tightrope. If they knew the sheer terror of seeing those machines, my machines, turned into instruments of horror. No, I must focus on the facade.
The mind reader is our connection. If you grasp the magnitude of their corruption, ask about the true motives behind my actions in your next question.
True motives: money, power, the moon, the usual suspects.
All the answers are here, Detective. If only you could find the right question.
What were your parents like? What did you dream about last night? What do you think the meaning of life is? Is murder ever justified?
And that's going to wrap us up for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this week, and I appreciate your continued support. There's going to be some changes going over here over the next couple months, so we really do appreciate your support and your patience with us. We're going to try to possibly rebrand the Nerf Gaming members section, maybe make it like Nerf Gaming Plus or something like that. But also the Nerf Report is going to be on its own channel, and all the podcasts that we're creating for the Nerf Gaming members, those are going to be on their own platforms. So definitely pay close attention to the socials. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, hit that like button, and until next time, we will see you in the next video.